Back in the Games Workshop days, I used to love Space Marines. They're a bit violent for me nowadays. I prefer to do silly things with Space Marines, but yeah, we won't go into that. In my previous video, I did Firework Guy and seemed to be well received. What I need to do now is apply this to a Space Marine. So I went through an ancient box and I found that I'd got this sprue. Now I don't think it's like really old ones. I think this is from a Partwork Deganisti, I think. It says 2017, so you can probably get these sprues now. I suppose it is a bit old now, isn't it? 7 years or so. I was just looking at this. If you don't have a 3D printer, whether you could use something like this to use these tiny LEDs in. So I've got myself a tiny little LED again. This time I've got a green one. Green's nice, isn't it? Like a little firefly. All right, so what could I do on this? I mean, the thing I liked about these particular models is that they look hollow. Look at that. This isn't going to be a how to build a marine video, but I just wanted to try and work out whether we can use the way that this has been made to get a wire up it. I mean, if you look at this now, straight away you can see I've got a chance. So there's his foot there that would be on the ground. And there's almost a direct channel there up his leg into his body, so that's excellent. So what's the best way of doing this? Well, no, hang on, what goes on next? So where's his torso? So this is his torso. Put the torso on there, and it actually leaves quite a bit. There's quite a bit of that hollow. Interesting. Let's get the drills out. Yeah, these are my sort of standard drills, and there's a 1mm drill at the end, and I mean that should be fine, but I think this is so thick I think I could get away with a bigger one, maybe even the 2mm drill on that. So let's use the 2mm drill and see what we can do with it. I think I should be able to get that angle up there. Maybe that's a bit big. Let's go down one, go down to 1.5. Yeah, because that goes into that gap there. Now I'll get Mr. Makita out. In fact, I'm not going to use Makita for this. I might use something else. You've seen these pin drills. This is a bit more precision, isn't it? And I'm less likely to break the drill there. Then I can feel where it's going a bit better. So I've got to sort of come up here, haven't I? So I can get inside the body. So hopefully we'll just miss the back of his knee. Let's try it. Just check it's all going in level still. Don't know where it's going to come out, but that's what milliput's for. I'll just pull it out a little bit and clean the drill bit. If you use a hand drill like this, you're less likely to melt the plastic as well. Oh, there we go. Right, okay. So it's come out there. That's okay, I think. But I think if once we put the body on top, it's whether the body will go over that. I think that'll just go in. That's great. So let's try and put an LED in there. I might need to just carefully remove the burr that's come off that. The Alexander burr, sir. So up he goes, yeah. So lovely. Right, let's have a look at his foot. Where's his foot? I think it's that one. See, I only got one of the front foots here. Front feet. So that should just fit on there and hide it. I mean, look, you don't actually even need to cut a hole in that. It just works. Lovely. All right, so we could put his body over that. And then if he had any lights on the front of his armour, I don't think he does have. If we just drilled a little hole, then that would appear as it stands. There's a little bit there, a little bit of light. Can you see that? A little bit of green just coming out where that join is. But probably when we liquid polys this together, it will be fine. Can we get it any further? I mean, that would go out to his backpack now, wouldn't it? So let's have a look at the backpack. I'm not building this model as such, so you take more care cutting them off the sprues if I was building it as a model. All right, there's the backpack. So are there any lights on it? There's a nice decal there, the ultramarine symbol. But make a cast of that and then cut that off and then put the LED behind that. But looking at it, there's those little grills down there and up there, to tell you the truth. They might be quite nice if they're lit. Maybe they're lights, do you think? Or buttons on the side. All right, so let's show you some ideas I've got for that as well. So obviously there's not much room to get into those grills there. If I used the drill that I was using, that would just completely destroy the surface level of the model. But I found some of these drills. They're actually the drills that you use to make printed circuit boards, something else that I like to do a lot on this channel. And they are evilly sharp. So be careful when you open them, you don't stab yourself with them. We can actually drill into your fingers with these by accident if you're not careful. You can get them loads of different widths. So these are 0.6. And if I'm looking at this, you can actually use them to go into those grills. Now, I'm just using them with my fingers, really, a bit like I'm using that. If I go into there and just spin it slightly, it's actually gone through and gone into the cutting mat. These are just evilly sharp. See, it's made the little hole. You can just about see that. I mean, let's do the hole this way just to show it you better. Get it there? See, so easy to make those holes. So if you do a couple of holes in there, put the LED behind it, you could do that for all of those grills, and you could light up those grills. And if you had the patience, you could do them. Although, so yeah, it's sort of harder if you want to do these grills. You could probably do that and put a light behind them, but you'd have to come down that way into the back of there. And then maybe you could put an LED in that little block, as long as that's not one that we use to stick on the back. I don't think it is. No, it's that bottom block there, which it's glued on. So maybe you could do it that way. Somebody else mentioned about fibre optics. Now, I bought this. This was on a cheap UFO thing, and it was, £1.50 or something. And you've got all these fibre optic strands on it. I think I've got one around here somewhere, but they disappear. In fact, it's been on the table all along. I don't know whether you've seen it. So there's a little fibre optic strand I've got off it. And I discovered that that drill bit allows you to put the fibre optics through. If I now cut the end off that, and if I take this and put it at the end of the fibre, it gives quite a bright dot at the end. So that works for there. And you could maybe put those in, all of those, and have some dots at the top, which are just like little lights there. But I also thought we could go into those holes in the side as well. I'm going to go up this way into that little box there. That's one side, and then go in the other side as well. All right, so both of those are in there. I pop the fibre in, put a little bit of UV resin in to hold it in both sides, and then I can put the LED in there. Okay, so that's held them in firmly, and what I hope is, if I now put that in there, we should see that the little green dot is appearing on both of the ends, so it is lovely. So if I now cut the ends off on there, just close to where the button would come out, it'll put a little light on the side of his backpack. And there you go. See that lovely little light's coming out, and it should be on both sides, yeah. All we'd have to do then is feed it up his leg, like so, drill a little hole in the back, and we'd be able to get that LED in the back. If we had that LED on his back there, it's going to bleed through anyway, give him like a ground effect coming out. Oh, ground effect. Your dad. Yeah, so we could do that, but maybe we don't want to have that like so. I mean, it's lighting up the holes on the grill really well as well. But we could actually feed those fibre optics all the way through into his body and just have the lead sealed inside his body. and then all of the little fibre optic lights all the way around would just pick it up. So a little bit more drilling there, but that would work, and we could light up loads of things on him then, each with one of those little fibre optic lights. All right, so I think I'm going to put him together. I'm going to try and do that. I won't put it on camera, just try and make him as a model, put the light in him, and just see how it turns out. But I hope you enjoyed this. Hope it's given you some good ideas. Next thing I'm going to do is try and set some lights to be controllable by Wi-Fi in a bigger model. I don't think there's enough room to get it in the base of one of these unless he was standing on a really big rock. Hope you enjoyed this. Please like and subscribe if indeed you liked it or you'd like to subscribe. Bye.